Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Triple H recently recalled an emotional moment with the father of a 29-year-old pop culture icon. The WWE legend initially didn't know that he had a history with the talented performer. Before taking charge of WWE's creative team and becoming the chief content officer, Triple H was one of the biggest pro wrestling stars in the world. He thrived as a bad guy, winning multiple titles in several eras. On the High Performance podcast, the game discussed a variety of topics about professional wrestling. One of the things he recalled was his meeting with Post Malone's father. Rich Post spoke to the game after a meeting with the singer and his representatives. He revealed that Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin were two of the biggest inspirations of the Grammy Award-winning artist. Malone seemingly had a rough childhood, and watching pro wrestling helped him pull through. Post Malone was a huge fan of WWE growing up. He finally was able to work with the company by helping curate the soundtrack for WWE 2K24. He was also one of the playable characters in the popular video game. CM Punk shockingly returned to WWE at Survivor Series, War Games 2023. Seemingly burying the hatchet with Triple H, Punk has been praised for his conduct backstage and how he has helped NXT talents since coming back. Things aren't always perfect in WWE, with Triple H revealing that he once had creative disputes with the Second City Saint. The main difference today compared to Punk's first stint was all sides involved were professional and wanted the best for the product. Punk is set to main event his first WrestleMania this week when he takes on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match. Juan Paulo David has been covering all things WWE for Sportskeeda since 2020 and has 8 years of experience in content writing. He holds a degree in agriculture but has been a fan of pro wrestling since a kid. This love for the entertainment sport led him to write about it. Juan writes well-researched articles, not only to ensure that he presents readers with correct facts and figures, but also because he wants to learn as much as possible about the topics he writes about. Edge is Juan's all-time favorite wrestler. He grew up watching Edge and Christian and was a huge fan of their tag team. So much so that if he could go back in time, he would manage the duo and let them know that he can play their entrance themes with a kazoo. Besides wrestling, Juan loves to watch NBA or a Dortmund game. He also enjoys watching TV and movies during his free time. He works as a writer in SK's basketball division. The roar of the crowd had long faded. The final pyros had fired. The arena, once a sea of noise, was now mostly empty, save for a few lingering crew members packing up the last of the production gear. In the shadows of gorilla position, under dim lights and the smell of adrenaline and stage smoke, a moment unfolded that wasn't caught by TV cameras, but one that those who witnessed it would never forget. Paul Triple H Levesque, WWE's chief content officer and one of the most respected legends in wrestling history, stood face to face with a man who wore both pride and grief like a second skin. The father of a 29-year-old icon whose name had become synonymous with heart, hope, and the future of WWE. "I just want you to understand," Triple H said, his voice thick, the words trembling with emotion, "what your son means to this business, and to me." The 29-year-old icon in question was Elijah Cross, a fictional character for this narrative. A breakout star who, in the past 3 years, had taken the WWE Universe by storm. With unmatched charisma, a style that blended high-flying athleticism with grounded psychology, and a genuine connection with fans, Elijah had become one of the brightest stars on the roster. A former Intercontinental Champion, Royal Rumble finalist, and rumored future WrestleMania main eventer, his trajectory had been nothing short of meteoric. But just weeks prior, everything changed. Elijah suffered a near-career-ending injury during a live event. An awkward landing on a routine moonsault shattered his ankle and dislocated his knee. The injury was brutal, but what made it worse was that it came just as he was being lined up for a main event push heading into SummerSlam. Fans were devastated. Social media flooded with support, Fellow superstars posted messages of love and encouragement, and at the center of it all was Triple H, quietly present, working behind the scenes, ensuring Elijah had the best surgeons, the best rehab, the best care. But for Triple H, it wasn't just about a promising young star getting hurt. Before Elijah ever stepped foot in a WWE ring, he was a 17-year-old kid with nothing but a dream and a YouTube channel filled with backyard matches. Triple H had seen one of those videos years ago, shared to him by William Regal, and something about Elijah had stuck. He reminded me of guys like Jeff Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, guys who had that thing, Triple H said in an earlier interview. But more than that, he reminded me of me. Just this raw love for the business. Triple H had personally signed Elijah to NXT. He'd overseen his growth, coached him, championed him. And when the injury happened, it hit him like it happened to his own family. So on that quiet night backstage, Triple H asked Elijah's father, Marcus Cross, to stay behind after the show. I didn't want to say it in front of the cameras, or even the boys, Triple H explained, looking directly at the man whose son was now recovering miles away. But I needed you to hear this, father to father. Those who stood nearby say it began with silence. Marcus Cross, a former semi-pro football player turned mechanic from Atlanta, had never been comfortable in the spotlight. He didn't always understand the world his son chose, but he supported it with everything he had. I didn't always get it. Marcus had told Triple H once before. The pageantry, the pain, the obsession with this thing called wrestling. But I knew it made Elijah feel alive. On this night, he stood stoically, listening as Triple H spoke from the heart. Marcus, your son changed this place, Triple H said, emotion catching in his throat. He came in and reminded a lot of us what this was supposed to feel like. He made the locker room better. He made me better. Marcus, not a man of many words, just nodded, his eyes glassy. And I just want you to understand, Triple H said again, reaching out and placing a hand on Marcus's shoulder, that no matter what happens next, whether Elijah gets back in that ring or not, he's already done something most guys only dream of. Marcus broke then. A tear fell. The kind of tear that only fathers know. The kind that holds every memory of scraped knees and 4-ab road trips to local gyms, of missed birthdays because his son was chasing arenas filled with 20,000 people. He told me this was everything to him, Marcus whispered, and now he's afraid he'll lose it. Then we make sure he doesn't. A promise made. That night, Triple H made a vow, not just to Marcus, but to Elijah. I'm going to make sure your son has a place in this company. Whether it's in the ring, at the desk, helping the next generation, Elijah belongs in WWE. It wasn't corporate speak. It wasn't PR. It was real. Because to Triple H, this business isn't just about belts and box office. It's about people, about legacy, and about the emotional threads that tie generations together in and out of the ring. In the weeks that followed, Elijah began his rehab, grueling, painful, and uncertain. But with Triple H's personal support, he also began helping with promo classes at the Performance Center. He offered advice to younger talent, sat in on creative meetings, and found a new voice behind the scenes. He's still part of the heartbeat of WWE, Triple H said in a later statement, and whether he returns to the ring or becomes one of the minds shaping the future, we're lucky to have him. Backstage moments like the one Triple H shared with Marcus Cross don't trend on social media. They don't get replayed on Raw, but they are the ones that define people, not just as performers, but as human beings. As Marcus walked away that night, he turned back once. You said you saw something in my boy, he said quietly. Well, tonight, I saw something in you too. Triple H didn't say a word. He just nodded. Because sometimes the most powerful stories in wrestling don't happen between the ropes, but in the spaces between the matches, where real men feel real things. And sometimes the game isn't about winning. It's about understanding. Let me know if you want this tailored for a script, a voiceover, or expanded with quotes from other wrestlers.